and the black smoke grenade issues from the chimney at Warner Brothers, a new Batman has been chosen. This week we're going to talk about the casting of Batman's past and present and what to expect from this newcomer in the role. Hi, I'm Dan Umpton, and this is the Doomcast. In 1986, Warner Brothers started working on a new Batman movie. The intention was to try to adapt the 1966 TV show with a bit of influence from modern comics, but former Avengers writer Steve Englehart and frequent Burton collaborator Julie Hickson wrote a treatment rooted in the feeling and general aesthetic of Alan Moore and Neil Adams, who had defined Batman over the last decade. Favorite to play Batman? Bill Murray. Yes, Bill freaking Murray. Charlie Sheen, even Willem Dafoe was offered an audition. Ultimately, critics' hands wrung at the casting of Michael Keaton in 1988 after the success of Beetlejuice, as Keaton had defined himself as a comedic actor. Also, Keaton's stand-up was low-key progressive as hell and light years ahead of its time, digressing and undressing. But after 2 films, Keaton stepped away from the role, leading Joel Schumacher to reach out to Val Kilmer, whose last role was Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Critics loved him, fans were indifferent. George Clooney brought us bat nipples and bat credit, and critics praised the lighthearted tone of Batman and Robin because, in case you haven't picked up on the trend yet, film critics suck ass at reviewing superhero films because they don't have an appreciation of the source material or the characters. Nolan's trilogy faced scrutiny by casting a British actor, but it became a critical and commercial success. The Dark Knight, often pointed to by some critics as the perfect film in the superhero genre, if such a genre exists. Notably, online fans lost their shit at Heath Ledger's being cast as the Joker, as his prior roles were frequently heartthrob roles in teen rom-coms. Ben Affleck, perhaps best known for his role as the jerk from Fashionable Mail in Mallrats, was critically and publicly over-scrutinized, but did well in the role that Zack Snyder put him in, despite Zack Snyder attempting to completely reinvent what a Batman is to DCEU's detriment. The trend, of course, is that every casting decision has met with a scrutiny to a degree that no other character's casting decision has met with, short of maybe James Bond or Superman. But I'd like to suggest that there's another trend, and that's that the hired director, not the actor, is more indicative of the quality of the eventual movie. But let's see if the numbers actually agree. Let's take a look at the average critical Metascore reception of each director's prior 5 movies, if they existed, compared to the eventual Batman film that they produced. Now, Tim Burton only directed 2 films before Batman, but his average of his next 5 or his first 2 is exactly the same at 58.8. Batman was 69. Joel Schumacher's score was 54.8. Schumacher's Batmans combined were 39.5. Christopher Nolan was a solid 72. The Dark Knight trilogy in total was an average of 77. Zack Snyder's score was 49. Batman vs. Superman ended up at 44. So Matt Reeves is currently at 76. So if the numbers follow, I think that we can probably be pretty confident that the Batman will be about on that same pace, about 75 out of 100, with a margin of maybe 5 either way. That means a better than average film, most likely, if not close to one of the better Batman iterations that's ever been created. Here's the thing, Pattinson is a legitimately better actor than I think he's gotten the ability to demonstrate, and he's likely going to be a great fit. Batman isn't a role that is a make or break for really anybody's career, but it's always a high point. I think that if Warner Brothers lets Matt Reeves do his thing, he's going to deliver a product, a Batman film that's probably better than any of you expect. Thanks, everybody. Take care and have a great week.